Hi everybody, welcome to another video for SimonsStamp.com. Today I'm going to be making an envelope gift card holder, and I'm using this pattern paper pack from Lawn Fawn. It's the Peace, Joy, Love 6x6 pad, and I'm using the Simons Stamp gift card envelope die, but I want the envelope to be slightly taller than the die cuts out. So you'll notice that I'm putting the cutting plates only on one half of the die, and it's only going to cut that one half. Wherever the cutting plate is, that's where it's going to cut. So I only want to cut one half so that I can extend the die cut and have it be larger than it actually is. So I'm going to add that die back on top, and I'm sort of going to feel for the grooves on the sides of the envelope and kind of feel for where it lines up with what's already been cut. And then I'm going to take some little post-it tape and tape that in place so that it doesn't slide around when I put it through the Big Shot machine. And then once again, when I put it through the Big Shot machine, I'm going to have that one end that's already cut like peeking out of the cutting plates. So it's going to cut the other half of the envelope. So now I have an envelope die that is slightly larger than, or a die cut that is slightly larger than the die. So I'm folding in the two sides, and that die, by the way, does score your paper for you when it cuts it, so that's really nice. So I'm just folding in the two sides and the bottom. And then as far as adhering it, I'm going to be using some Ranger Glossy Accents. This is a super strong adhesive. Most of the time I use Glossy Accents to actually make things shiny on my cards and projects, but it's also an amazing adhesive that does not come apart. So it's perfect for envelopes and like gift card envelopes like this, where people are going to be going in and out of the envelope quite a bit, pulling things in and out. It holds up for any of the envelopes that you might make that go through the mail as well. So now I've got two colors of cardstock from Simons Stamp. I've got green apple and green leaf, and I'm going to be using these Christmas tree dies from Simons Stamp. These came out last year with our holiday release, and I just cut out two triangles that could be trees, and I'm going to be using the holiday envelope sentiment stamp set. I'm going to use that snowflake, and I'm going to be stamping the snowflake in green apple ink on top of green apple cardstock. It's a nice monochromatic look, so I'll go ahead and stamp that, just have it cover a good portion of the tree. And then I'll lift up and you'll be able to see where it's stamped. And then as far as the other tree goes, I'm going to be using the Oh Christmas Tree stamp set. This is the stamp set that's actually made to coordinate with those Christmas tree dies. So I wanted to use the polka dots, but the polka dots aren't meant for this tall skinny tree, it's for the other one. But I did still want to use the polka dots, so I decided to just have them at a diagonal and have the top of the tree be left blank. So now I have some Schoolhouse Red cardstock, and I'm prepping it with my powder bag because I'm going to be embossing. Taking this stamp set, this is the Christmas stamp set from Simons Stamp, and I'm stamping that in Versamark ink, just kind of on the bottom of the red cardstock, but with a gap kind of right below the word Christmas, so that I can then stamp the word wishes right underneath. And I didn't stamp those together because I couldn't mount them close enough together, so I stamped them separately. I'm applying some Hero Arts white embossing powder, and then heat setting that with my heat gun, and then I'll trim that down so it's a nice skinny strip, and then cut a ribbon end off one end and then a straight end off the other. Now I've got some Nina Solar white cardstock, and I'm just cutting it at a little slope here. The width is the exact width of the envelope, so I'll just be adhering that down to the very bottom of the envelope. I'm using the Tombow Stamp Runner. This is my favorite tape runner adhesive. It's really convenient. So I'll just adhere that to the very bottom of the envelope. And then I'm going to start creating the scene on this envelope. I'm going to put down the greeting at the very bottom on some foam squares. And then I'm going to be adhering the trees. I'm going to start with the largest tree, and that one's going to be adhered directly onto kind of like the snowbank that I've created. And then I'm taking some foam squares, and I cut a foam square in half and used each half on the small tree. And that's going to go right on top of the larger tree, kind of overlapping. And to give it a little bit more interest, a little more organic interest, I tied some red baker's twine around that right above the greeting. And that finishes the gift card holder. I'm going to show you how a gift card slips inside. And that sound you're hearing in the background is my cat meowing. So if any of you were wondering, if you aren't familiar with my videos, I do have a cat. He meows quite a bit. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's envelope, gift card envelope, and I'll catch you guys next time.